Devin Dave here.
Devin, just kind of talk about the emotions of this game right now to start off.
We're not happy. We know what our team is capable of. We had aspirations to be undefeated after our first loss, so it hurts us right now.
Are you healthy right now?
Yeah, I'm solid.
Logan, kind of where do you think kind of things went wrong tonight?
Just got to play assignments on football.
Devin, walk me through just the fourth down decisions. Obviously, you guys opted to not go for field goals there. I mean, was it a lack of execution, or was BYU's defense just making it difficult in the red zone there?
Yeah, that's on us. I think we've been great third and fourth downs all season. Glad that Coach Witt trusted us in those situations. Sadly, it didn't go our way. But yeah, I mean, they're a talented team as well. They can make plays.
Devin, what was, I guess, the mentality there offensively to have Bird come in and do some run plays? Were you hampered at all, or was anything going on?
Yeah, I mean, we had that play in all week, and we decided to run it, and Bird got a lot of yards on his first one. So keep feeding the high hand, and I mean, we scored that drive too. So
Kind of going back to those fourth downs, kick a field goal, you get some points. I mean, what was were you just trying to be aggressive at the beginning of the game? Kind of how did that go?
just the odds of football. 4th and 1. If you have a talented offense, that normally it's in your odds. So we took those chances and.
Logan Lander was ejected there in the fourth quarter. Just how much did that affect the defense, both from a leadership standpoint, but also stopping the run game? LJ there.
Everybody knows Lander's a big part of our defense, but it's on me. As the other captain, I got to step up and I got to bring the guys along. So that's my fault.
Well, it seemed like you guys were close to getting pressure to him. You were getting to bear. Was there something that he did that just kind of allowed you guys to just not be able to have that to kind of finish the play?
He's a good quarterback. I mean, he's young, but he's a good quarterback. Yeah, credit goes to him. They had a couple different protections that we should have beat, but we should have just made tackles and made plays when they presented themselves.
What caused them to be able to get yardage up the middle in the run game?
This goes back to how I answered the first question. Got to play assignments on football.
Devin, have you seen so far this conference? It's pretty crazy. It seems like any team just about can be any team on any given Saturday. You got to be ready no matter who you're playing.
Yeah, since I've gotten in this conference, that's something I've always said. Anyone has a chance to win on Saturdays, and you got to come out every Saturday and be ready to play at your best.
Since it's such an intense rivalry game, I don't know that if difficult or easy is the word, but how do you put this behind you because you still have a lot of games to go?
Yeah, we've been in this situation before. We lost a football game before, and we bounced back just fine. So, I got full trust in my team still. This game doesn't change that. I think we still got a strong team all around. Hopefully we'll show that to the world.
You got the chance to look at what happened on the interception and kind of what happened there on that play.
Yeah, I'm a risk taker. It was third down. I thought give one of our receivers a chance to go get the ball. DB made a better play, and
Devin, it seems like you guys were moving the ball pretty efficiently when you played tempo. What was the the mindset to kind of slow it down instead of going tempo most of the time?
Yeah, honestly, I think we moved the ball pretty fine all game. Again, just those fourth downs we didn't convert. But I mean, what we were doing out there was working.
All right, that'll wrap us up.
Okay, tough loss for our guys. Proud of them. They showed a lot of fight, a lot of heart. Did some really good things tonight. Outrushed them, outthrew them, out first downed them, but we didn't score more points than they did. That was because of the turnover margin. We lost turnover margin 2-0. Tough to do that against a team that's a 6-0 highly ranked team. It's tough to overcome that. We weren't our usual selves in the red zone. We were one of the best red zone teams in the country up until tonight, and tonight we just couldn't quite find a way to get it in the end zone. When you have almost 500 yards of offense and 21 points to show for it, that's means that something's not going well for you in the red zone. Weren't very good on fourth down. We were 1 of 5 on fourth downs, and so it was. You know, they made the plays tonight. They made the plays they needed to make. We we didn't match that, and like I said, you know, it boils down to the turnover margin, red zone production, and the fourth downs. So questions.
Coach, of the two red zone opportunities, fourth down, why not kick the field goal there?
Analytics, well inside the analytics to go, well inside, 3 yards inside the analytics. And so, unless you tell me to go against the analytics, that's why.
Do you have to adjust that given the game and the matchup here?
No.
Do you like a play calling rule?
Yeah, thought we racked up almost 500 yards. Yeah. So,
I mean, on 4th downs.
oh, sure, I got no problem with the play calling. Yeah, on those.
About the one where it was maybe the field goal that was missed, as BYU called the timeout, and then you brought your offense back on. What was you thinking with
Well,
that?
the analytics there said to go for it as well, but we were going to kick it initially, and then we had to change the heart.
Kyle, you talked about cutting back on penalties today. Obviously, wasn't that like where's kind of been the discipline there? Or where's that?
Yeah, that was. We've been good, really good penalty wise, except for 2 football games. And other than that, we have been. I think we're 4th in the league, at least penalized, 4th or 5th in the league. And so there's just been a couple games where it seems to snowball on us. And tonight was one of those 2 games, and there were some really damaging penalties there. But
Kyle, Devin did most of the design quarterback runs in the first half, and then in the second half, you guys opted for Bird most of those plays. Was there a strategy behind that? Was Devin hampered by an ankle? And just walk me through that.
yeah, we felt you'd have to ask Devin about how he was feeling, but we just tried to get a spark, and Bird is a really good runner, and we had a package specifically for him with Devin on the field at the same time, a 2 quarterback package, and so we decided, in the second half that was something that we wanted to go to.
How do you handle the highs and lows? Last week you're high, teams
Yeah.
are low, now this week it's reversed.
Good question. It's part of the deal, and you go from elation to devastation in a 7-day period of time, and back and forth, but that's what you sign up for. I mean, that's the nature of this business.
What kind of got away from the defense there in the fourth quarter?
Yeah, well, it was disappointing. We took the lead 17-14, and then just seemed like in the blink of an eye they were back in the lead at 21-17. We didn't play the quarterback run game. That QB draw really was damaging. Was it 3rd and a lot, and you got the QB draw down there in the red zone. So we just didn't play as well as we needed to.
Coach, Utah's dropped the last week at BYU now. Does that have any motivation or influence your thinking on coming back and coaching this rivalry game next year?
No, we won 9 in a row before that, so we're still on the very plus side of that ledger.
Lana Carvalho musts that punt. Can you kind of walk us through what happened?
Yeah, I talked to Mana, and he's a very prideful young man, and cares tremendously about the team and his role. And he just felt the ball was floating. In his exact words, he thought it was coming deeper than it was, and then it took a nosedive, he said. Just as all of a sudden it just dipped and caught him by surprise and consequently mishandled it.
How much did the loss of Leonard Barton hurt you guys?
Well, he's a real good player, so it certainly didn't help. But the refs took a look and thought it was targeting, and so it was, that was the end of Lander's night. But yeah, he's a really good player. You don't want to be without, any of your good players. I mean, that's.
Time for 2 more.
I'm sure it might have been frustrating. You might have had Bachmeyer sacked there, and then he gets out. Then
Exactly. That was a huge swing of events. We had the sack and had him behind the sticks, or would have had him behind the sticks, and then Lander had to come clean it up and got called. Like I said, it was, I guess it was questionable whether it was or not, but they decided it was. So.
Kyle, you guys went in tempo in that late touchdown. Was there ever any consideration to go tempo?
Yeah, we did some tempo earlier. Yeah, we did some tempo earlier too. And so, yeah.
Do you feel like there's any similarities between this game and Texas Tech game where it was close and then you kind of gave up a lot in the fourth quarter?
Not to the extent of that one. That one was much more dramatic in the way it happened. You know, we eventually, you know, we closed it to 24-21, so we had a shot at the end. We didn't execute the onside kick very well, but at least we had a shot at the end. Whereas in the Texas Tech game, we didn't have a shot.
All right, that'll be it.
Thank you.